It is officially the end of an era in the LCK. We knew it was probably inevitable and going to happen, but Griffin has been blown up ahead of the 2020 season. We know all the drama behind the scenes with CV Max, Cho, the manager, and all the management team with Griffin. They announced that they're going to be giving pretty much the entire roster the option to either stay with the team or become free agents on the open market. And we already know that Chovy, Lehends, and Doran took up that offer and got the heck out of there. They are free agents, not returning to Team Griffin for 2020. We still don't know what the roster, if they're still going to even have an LCK spot. Who knows what Riot Korea is going to decide what to do with this team. But for now, mid laner support and who should have been the starting top laner will not be returning with the team in 2020. We know that the team gave the players options if they wanted to come back, so obviously these three elected to hit that free agent market. We still, Tarzan, Viper, Sword, it sounds like they're all still with the team. Sword obviously makes sense because he has such heavy ties to that upper management. And Tarzan, if you recall a couple of weeks ago, was one of the players to speak out against all of the actions that CV Max did to the players and the rest of the management that was going on there. So he seems loyal. There's a good chance that Tarzan stays with this squad. Viper didn't testify in those interviews, but and it's a little surprising because he seemed loyal to CV Max as well. So, I mean, the saga continues for Griffin, but what it really does now for the offseason is you have some highly coveted and will be very much sought after free agents with Chovy, Lehends, and Doran. But the question is, where do they go? Because there are not that many positions available anymore. You remember that DoinB said recently, this is before any of this broke, that there's going to be a Worlds mid laner from the LCK joining the LPL in 2020. Well, Showmaker isn't and Faker isn't. That only leaves Chovy, and with not that many options left, I mean, it's basically Dragon X. Is there going to be all these former Griffin players being reunited with CV Max, or is Chovy going to be heading over to the LPL? Because you know there are going to be countless teams just throwing oodles of money towards Chovy, and for SKT or T1 in 2020, we know that their roster is not yet finalized. Still don't know who their top laner is going to be, but their CEO Joe Marsh did say that they're pretty much ready to announce their roster. They're just waiting for a few pending approvals from Riot with these contracts, and maybe that has something to do with Doran. Maybe they were waiting for him to fully be released into free agency so that they could announce that he will be their starting top laner. Maybe they're signing Lehends as well, even though they just got effort inked to another deal. Lehends is definitely going to be finding a spot somewhere, whether it's with Deft on Dragon X. Who knows if CV Max is going to get unbanned, but these three guys are all going to be finding teams in 2020, whether it's in the LCK or the LPL, and there is still a chance that Viper and Tarzan, maybe even Sword, will also become free agents, but for now, it looks like they are sticking on Team Griffin's roster, or whatever they end up being named in 2020. But if Chovy leaves to the LPL, then that will be a huge loss for the overall competition in Korea.